From the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, nicknamed America's Home for Racing, we welcome you to coverage on MotorMouth Broadcasting of season number 2 and round number 6 of the I2I Motorsports Truck Series Championships. And tonight is, of course, a fun 120 miles, 80 laps of racing around Charlotte Motor Speedway. I am Wesley Outland. I'm filling in for the vacationing Jim Cunningham. Aiden Howard is alongside on color commentary and production. And I'll tell you what, Aiden, we're ready to go here in Charlotte. You got to love Charlotte Motor Speedway. You got to love when the trucks run at Charlotte. This should be a really good one here tonight. Good Saturday to you.
Good Saturday to you and good Sunday morning from across the pond as well. It's a pleasure to be here. And yes, last week we saw the circuit taking the trucks for a ride. I think now the oval will be equally as daunting and challenging. Almost like a tri-oval here. A little bit of a straightaway in the middle, but then ovals, then it goes back to like a regular oval for the first and final turns. Just shy of 1.5 miles. We'll be seeing all these cars race this evening. I can tell you, we've got a lovely, nice full field of at least 21 cars.
Well, it's a mile-and-a-half racetrack, as we alluded to, right? 24 degrees of bank into the corners. It's got the dog leg on the front straightaway, the back stretch with the massive video board as well. And obviously, this is where we'll see where they battle it out here tonight for round number 6 in season number 2. Now, here's something to think about as well. Last week, the series was turning lefts and rights and carousels and, boots and, the all of the road course lingo that's used for Watkins Glen International. And obviously, Braden Craycraft was able to pick up the victory over Johnny Suggs, Michael D'Adamo, the drivers obviously that finished on the podium last week at Watkins Glen, and now we go to a place here like Charlotte Motor Speedway. It does have the Roval, it does have a race course and a stock car track, but tonight they're going to be running on the mile-and-a-half, and obviously you transition from going from road course racing last week to now back to your super speedway intermediate track level.
Absolutely. And what an evening we're going to have, especially bearing all that in mind. This oval will be proving to be a great challenge for those guys, and a wonderful race we should have. They're just in practice at the moment, however. We are just awaiting for the qualifying to tick over into the next session. I do believe we have about 3 minutes, so we can just quickly have a look at some of these guys out on circuit at the moment. As we said, few names to look out for. D'Adamo, and one of them already setting the fastest time now actually in practice. He's in the pits at the moment, so I can't give you a quick snapshot of his car. But Craycraft down in 5th, however, at the minute. Another name to watch out for. And Johnny Suggs in regular with a little shout out as well to Trey Grabber, the mind behind the league. So some good cars out there, some good times, and they are looking close.
Now, I want to actually apologize because on the on Sim Racer Hub it says Michael's name was Michael D'Adamo, but now looking at timing and scoring, it's actually Michael D'Adamo, and my apologies on that, everybody. I missed the apostrophe up on the top of his name. So D'Adamo obviously with a 3rd place finish. Right now, D'Adamo is leading on practice session here at Charlotte in his number 88 entry. There's the number 29 entry of Cameron Cerro in his Ford, currently 7th in the practice session. A couple of other drivers that have just exited off the racetrack onto the pit lane is Joshua Whitmire and Corey Colfers in the 23 Toyota, the 82 Chevrolet. Those drivers now coming down to the pit lane. They're getting work done on their trucks, or they're happy with their trucks for that matter, Aiden, and they're ready to go for racing as D'Adamo at the top of the board right now. Whitmire, Colfers, Brandon Craycraft, last week's winner at Watkins Glen, currently sitting in the top 5 as we get ready to go here tonight at Charlotte. Remember, this race again is I don't want to say it's going to be a quickie, by no means the imagination, but obviously these guys will be going 120 miles, 80 laps. That's pretty fast around here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. If they can get a really long green flag run, the laps could go by fast here, Aiden.
Yep, absolutely. And again, we've seen races before. We do have long green flag runs and fantastic racing. and we were treated to that a few weeks ago as well. I do recall one of the first treats of you guys in MotorMouth, where we did have that fantastic race. I can't remember which oval it was. I do apologise. Forgive me. This is This is coming from a circuit racer back to, and then seeing trucks and actually being rather entertained with the fact that they're only turning left, but it's still a very good, a very exciting event. But yes, again, dead excited. We are, just as I said, waiting for practice to finish up and qualifying will begin. As I was aware that we were supposed to start qualifying about 10 minutes ago. We do
I thought we were dropping the green flag at like 8:15 or 8:05 or something like that, so they might be a little behind schedule. Hey, listen, but speaking of this series and the I2I Motorsports Truck Championship tonight in Charlotte, I'm understanding that we've got some special news from Trey Braber, the series director, and I know you were kind of giving some insight of what we better be watching tonight at Charlotte as well. Can you unveil us on it?
Well, we are keeping an eye out for a certain driver by the name, and I'm just trying to look through back 5 minutes as well. I'm trying to multitask. It's not a good thing to try and multitask.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it yet, so that's what gets me. So
I haven't yet. We are looking out for a driver by the name of Mike Cheese. Now, we've been given very exclusive instructions that it is a mystery driver, and he's supposed to be showing on iRacing and our timing screens, Mike Cheese. However, I can't seem to find him.
Well, not just you, me too. I'm not finding him either. I haven't seen him make any laps. I haven't seen his name on the scoring ticker. But basically what we've been told from the folks at I2I Motorsports is that if this driver finishes on the podium, that's first, second, or third, he will unveil himself. He will unveil who he is, and for the time being on the broadcast, we'll just call him Mr. Cheese, Mike Cheese.
I'm intrigued at who it could be. To be fair, he could have just forgot to change his name in iRacing, and he's actually racing with his real name. We're just not going to know it. Who knows? But yeah, that is a little bit of a hint from Trey as to expect a bit of a reveal on the end of the race. So we'll try and figure out who it is. I'm not going to say we have much luck doing so. I seriously can't see his name on the track at the moment. We're in a session. Ooh, and the 18 gets a little bit wide. That's Tyler Miller.
Trey Graber was telling us that obviously just keep an eye on this guy. He's going to pop in. And obviously it would be, you know, a mystery driver, so it would be unveiled. Oh, and by the way, my apologies. Qualifying is at 8:15. The green flag is at 8:25. So we actually, you know what? The early bird catches the worm, and you know, we might be a little bit earlier than what we intended to get on the air on MotorMouth Broadcasting. But hey, the word of the network is MotorMouth, and we get paid to talk for a living, or at least I do in my 30-year broadcast career. So I promise you, we'll find some damn things to talk about to fill in time. And before you know it, we'll be ready to go qualifying in a couple of moments, and then we line them up, saddle them up for, of course, the race for 120 miles, 80 laps coming up here at Charlotte in a very quick 13 minutes from now.
Well, it's interesting to see these guys practice. It's actually quite a bit of a telltale. A couple of these cars I've seen really scrape the wall on exit, especially going onto the start-finish straight, just scraping the wall, trying to get as much speed as they can. It's interesting to see how close they're racing. I mean, just watching 82 for a couple of laps. And that is Corey Coffers Jr. He's been playing with the high and low line across the whole lap. I've just watched him for a couple of laps. It's just interesting to see. They're really trying to figure out where the speed is potentially, and also trying to figure out how the car acts upon the higher line. I would expect, hopefully, if they're trying to do that, then they're going to be quite confident racing each other tonight. Maybe see some 2-3 wide action.
So my question is this, Aiden. Obviously, tonight's race is, again, 80 laps. That's not a lot, okay? No. So let's just be honest. 67 miles around Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the only reason I know this is I've announced at Charlotte Motor Speedway for NASCAR events, the All-Star races, the 600 and 500, and covered it for media. The bottom line is this. These It's 67 laps. It's 100 miles. You're only going 120 miles. I mean, if you think about it, this is going to be a sprint. This is going to be a fast race. This racetrack is only a mile and a half. And here's the deal. You got a good field of, over 20 trucks here. The smart thing would be get in line, knock out the first 60 miles, knock out the first 40 laps, and then start putting your chess pieces in order to declare checkmate on the field to find out who's going to win this thing here.
It is going to be a sprint, especially an even closer sprint if it isn't all green flag. If we have that caution period, maybe 1 or 2 caution periods, the race is going to break up into chunks, basically. It's not even going to be a sprint. It's just going to be a quick dash to the line.
And the checkered flag is flying over the racetrack, letting everybody know now that that practice has concluded. And obviously, we will now move into qualifying. Obviously, D'Adamo was the driver that was obviously the fast man when the session ended. D'Adamo would now come out and qualify here second in qualifying, as all these drivers will now get a lone qualifying lap to try to put their best time in. They got a 5-minute clock, and all the while these drivers will hit the racetrack as there goes the Hardys, number 18. That's a throwback to 3-time NASCAR champion, the late Kel Yarborough from Timminsville. And that is the driver in the number 18 of Tyler Miller. His Ford now, one of the first trucks we'll watch on the clock here at Charlotte. Aiden.
Yes, absolutely. As we are actually going to clear off that timing tower, because you're actually going to have the times pop up on the bottom of our screens. Simmons, you said it's 32 is going to be the first car to go on the flying lap. We'll stick with Tyler Miller, as you see on the bottom. We'll start a lap very shortly, hopefully. The times aren't quite showing for us in qualifying mode, I do not think, unfortunately. But we'll stick with that car as he goes through the
they haven't
lap.
officially they haven't hit the clock yet. When they come to the line, this was their dead lap. So now when they come to speed, we'll see Tyler Miller's time should pop up here. The man out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the home of the world's greatest race course at Indy. And there comes clock times now coming in, and you'll see it now as Simmons will set the bar. Miller's now going to put the Hardys forward in second. 29.867 just got bumped by Bailey Brandon's Toyota number 1. There's the TikTok entry from Tallahassee, Florida. He's now the new quick man of the 1.
Fantastic stuff. Good luck from him. That is going to be 29.73, closest lap, and it doesn't seem a lot, 0.013 of a second, but in the oval, when you're racing on an oval such as this, it is close. But Ryan Simmons pips him, and so does Miller.
We asked you to interact with us, obviously, in the chat box on MotorMouth Broadcasting, as Tyler Miller will right now be the new fast man, 29.692, the new quick man. Remember, they get 2 laps on qualifying, and Tyler Miller has just set down the fast time in the Hardee's Coke Valvoline number 18 Ford. Ryan Simmons now second, as Michael D'Adamo is on the racetrack now, and somebody said that he's got probably the best paint scheme on his truck. So it looks kind of bland to me, if you ask me. I don't. Sorry, no disrespect. I mean, I don't know the guy. I'm just going by visual here. Is there something, that special paint scheme on that truck of Michael D'Adamo from Delmar, New York, Aiden?
Let's have a look. I'm not entirely sure. It's a very white.
What does that say? Birds aren't real? Birds aren't real? But birds are real.
But that's real. Yeah. What are we missing here?
Oh.
Well, he said that we've got unique livery. He's one of the faster drivers from this championship. We've seen him up the field a little bit. He gets a bit of a wiggle on as he goes through first turn. However, he's only currently 11th. Good way off. This will be...
And speed.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, he needs to find a little bit more speed, doesn't he, to get up into that top 10 at the very least. However, I won't rule him out. By
the way, I think I said that Braden Craycraft won the race at Watkins Glen. He was the he was the winner. Obviously, Braden Craycraft coming off of the win at Watkins Glen. Brian Lashbrook was the pole winner. There's so far been, in the 5 races one driver to get 3 out of 5, and that's Cordskin Braden Craycraft. He won Chicago, Phoenix, and last week on the road course at Watkins Glen, Chris Holm, my apologies. Chris Holm won Daytona, and Johnny Suggs won at Auto Club 2 weeks ago. And Braden Craycraft, speaking of him, will qualify in the number 4 position.
And look at that on your time channel lap. Top 5. Now, as it turns out, within 0.1 of a second.
Unbelievable. Qualifying very closely tight with one another. Looking at the point standings coming into tonight's event, it is Braden Craycraft leading the way out of 5 events. He's got 3 wins, 4 top 5s, and 4 top 10s. He has a 25-point lead over Johnny Suggs. Again, as I mentioned, a one-time winner this year. Michael D'Adamo right now sits in 3rd in the point standings with no wins, no top 5s, but 4 top 10s. Consistency for him. Tyler Miller is 4th in the point standings, and Daniel Wing currently sitting in the top 5. If there's anybody that wants to be any other takers for qualifying in the back, like Merrifield or Graber or McConaughey, they better line up and they better do it now unless they're going to decide to start at the rear. And it looks like, actually, Aiden Howard, that's exactly what they're going to do. Yeah. It's time to saddle up, partner. We're ready to go racing in Charlotte.
We are indeed, and I cannot wait. Most notably, I did also say, as you correctly mentioned, a couple of cars deciding not to qualify. They will keep an eye on those. I'm not sure if that's a strategy call or did not get out of the pits in time. Well, I'd like to think they would have tried to get out of the pits in time. They had 5 minutes to set a flying lap on a very short oval. But maybe just keep an eye on them for future. Maybe just struggling to get on the grid for whatever reason.
We see what goes down, ladies and gentlemen. The field is gritting. It is time to take a look at the starting lineup here tonight for round number 6 in season number 2 of the I2I Truck Series, I2I Motorsports Truck Series Championships. And here we go with the lineup. On the pole from the right to left, Johnny Suggs III. Quick qualifier, James Tate will make up row number 1. Row number 2 will find Corey Colfers Jr. and Braden Craycraft, the most recent winner, 3-time winner this year, and again he won at Watkins Glen last week. Tyler Miller, Michael D'Adamo with a 3rd place at the Glen will start 6th in the 88. Ryan Simmons, Bailey Brandon will make up row number 4. Daniel Wing, Cameron Serro will start row 5. Chris Hone and John Roberts now, Aiden, your top 12 starters. First 6 rows as parade laps begin here at the America's Home for Racing.
Indeed, apologies folks, we are having some technical issues with the towers. For whatever reason, it is not letting us skip through. Actually, I say that. There we go, we can continue.
Man. Chandler Howell and Jacob Miller make up row number 7. Row number 8, Joshua Whitmire and William Honeycutt, row number 8. Row 9, Braxton Merrifield, as well as Jaden Mogner. Some of these drivers did not take time in qualifying, so they have agreed to start at the rear, like McConaughey and Graber. Then it's Ross and Kennedy on row number 11. 22 trucks, that's the lineup, ready to go for 120 miles, 80 laps tonight here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Please interact with us on MotorMouth Broadcasting. On behalf of Jim Cunningham, Aiden Howard, I'm Wesley Outland, filling in tonight on the broadcast side of things and play-by-play. And it is a privilege, pleasure, and honor to have you joining us on this January Saturday night in America or Sunday morning in Australia like Aiden is. Here they come. Pace Truck is in. United Rentals restart zone, or the Echo Park restart zone, actually. SMI Tracks have the Echo Park restart zone now. Green flag in the air, and we are racing at Charlotte.
Looks like, for now, everyone getting away well. Suggs leading the way and pulling away from that 82 car of Coffers, able to get some form of a gap there to try and be sure he's not going to immediately challenge in the background. Coffers, Simmons fighting side by side, and also James Tate, the Canadian, getting into a fight with Braden Craycraft as they go through the final turn for the first time of asking. It is all peaceful as 82 scrapes the wall, has lost momentum. How in the world he didn't keep that point in the one direction, I have no idea.
Corey Colfers, and he's still got the Hooters Chevrolet up against the outside.
That's caution.
And now this will trigger a caution flag. Michael D'Adamo, the Birds Aren't Real truck, is in trouble. Caution in the early going. We saw golfers into the safer barrier, and now Michael D'Adamo's problem on the 88 machine. Big problems. First yellow flag of the race here in the early going at Charlotte.
Well, let's get an answer.
Here's a replay.
Let's see how this all happened. It is...
There it is right there. Him and the 9 got together. Truck 9, Daniel Wing. Daniel Wing and D'Adamo up into the banking. That's 24 degrees of banking here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And there's what just happened there. Opening lap and calamity on lap number 1 here in Charlotte.
Yeah, indeed. So, unfortunately, they all get away well, apart from Michael D'Adamo and getting a bit caught up there with that was Daniel Wing for sure. But they have kept going. Even though caution was out and car was sideways, it doesn't look like too much damage has been done. We'll see if anyone else takes a jump for the pits. Very well, it'll be a very early pit, so it'll be pointless actually going into the pit at the end of this lap, because you'll just be screwing up your strategy pretty much. I don't see anyone going to pit then, but
no, I really don't. No, I don't see any leaders pitting. I gotta wonder and see Corey Colfers, if we can go check in on him right there, the Hooters entry, how much damage is on truck number 82, if any, if there's any damage. I know he scraped the passenger side, pancaked the side of the truck up against the safer barrier at the start of the race. I think we'll get from a camera angle now as he comes down the front straightaway from Hopin, Pennsylvania, from the Keystone State, how much damage is on that 82 machine. And it doesn't look that bad, actually, Aiden. It really don't.
If there is any damage, it's superficial. I can't see anything massive there. I'm quite glad we got that camera angle, but it doesn't look horribly wrong. He might have a new racing stripe from the paint off the barrier that he scraped, but I think he's got away with it. He's absolutely got away with it. Oh, everyone's been led around. The safety truck is calming down the field after a somewhat hectic lap 1 for a couple of drivers.
It really has, yeah. And the 2 worst for wear was obviously Pennsylvania's Corey Colfers Jr. in the 82, and obviously the 9 of Daniel Wing, who was able to continue, but the number 88 machine involved in the accident up there in the turn 1 banking of Michael D'Adamo, involved in an accident in the Birds Aren't Real entry. Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's introduce what is America's home for racing as we're still under the caution flag of the early going. Charlotte is a 1.5 miles. It's, of course, facility with the 24 degrees of banking in the corners, 5 degrees on the straightaway. That's the front and the back of the dog leg. Front straightaway measures at 1,980 feet. The back stretch is 1,500 feet. Other facilities at this site at Charlotte Motor Speedway since 1960 when it was built. Holds over 95,000 fans. Includes Z-Max Dragway, the Bellagio drag strip of the South, the 4-lane drag strip. The dirt track at Charlotte, right across from Turn 4's bridge. And if you did not know, the Roval is a 2.28-mile road course using parts of Charlotte Motor Speedway's racetrack in the infield. Been going on since about 2017. Or at least 2018-19 for that matter. Short tracks include also a 1/4-mile oval and a 5th-mile oval in the infield grass. So there you go. There's some of the things about Charlotte Motor Speedway that maybe people, Aiden Howard, did not know.
I have many good memories of racing Mazdas at the start of my iRacing career.
Well, it's a special place in my heart, too, because I started announcing, when I got to announcing NASCAR, I worked with the late, great Ken Squire, and then obviously Ozzie Altman and other people at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Atlanta and Bristol. And so that's a very special place where I got my career going in obviously announcing NASCAR and all the other things I got to do. So here we go. Let's go back for a restart. The I2I Motorsports Truck Series Championship. Johnny Suggs from Darlington, South Carolina. There's another place I've been to, the home of the Lady in Black. Darlington Raceway, and Johnny's going to lead them back to the lead as they go back to green in turn number 1. More laps under caution than green Now we work in lap number 5 on the back straightaway.
Absolutely, and again, Johnny Suggs playing that restart absolutely perfectly. Gets enough of a gap just to defend his lead as we see the two second and third positions fighting away. A little bit of bias towards the livery of the 3 car. That's a massive wiggle from the 32.
Oh.
Saves it, keeps on going, but
Simmons
very lucky indeed. And Crawford's now trying to potentially look to capitalise.
Yeah, that's Craycraft right there. And Golfers now trying to get back on the high horse, stick it 3 wide up the middle, truck on the bottom of the inside off the pace. Out of lane with Simmons on the outside lane. Here comes Golfers down to the bottom. Well, that goes on side by side for the lead at the stripe. Through the dog leg as Suggs and Craycraft going at it door to door. And now Golfers battle side by side with Simmons stride for stride as they dive into turn 2.
They're giving it everything. Come up, that is Steel Cars racing past on the wall, and that is now a lead change for Craycraft up into lead for that's the number 3 car. However, there's a truck dropping down the order. Tyler Miller, I think that was. He might have got away with whatever happened. There's nothing pinging up on my screen apart from him dropping down the order. Maybe just having a bit of a moment and saving it once more. It is a very close battle between these two, even closer between the cars behind us. So there's also a battle for John Roberts and Merrifield. There's a gaggle of cars actually as we jump to watch the 31 car. Roberts getting past Merrifield with Ross and Howell in the background going side by side.
Toledo, Ohio, John Roberts now with a U.S. Army machine behind him is Merrifield and Ross. All this going on is Ryan Simmons doing a little recreational off-road racing on the infield turf, the 32. Ryan Simmons staying to the bottom of the apron. We'll stand to the green flag now. Here's a replay of what happened to the Marion Mass driver. Watch this. Contact with the 1. And yes, it is Bailey Brennan. And Brennan had to check up also.
Lucky boys. Thinking that it was a Roval going for the final chicane. Well, we're just remembering that they have a bigger problem. Johnny Suggs is dropping down the order. We're going to go back to live pictures and see what's happened to Johnny Suggs as his drop, though it did drop on our timing screens, it might have been just a disconnect. I was lied to. He is second for a moment. He was dropping down all the way down to 18th. So got me excited there for no reason. Apologies, folks, as I can safely report he is still in second position. But thought something big happened there. Oh,
wow. Heather Suggs is chiming in on the chat box. Johnny, the driver, in second right now. And they said the Darlington Raceway is literally a mile from our house. And the lady in black, you're exactly right. And of course, Brandy says Texas Motor Speedway or the Texas World Speedway. Now, is it the old racetrack Texas World Speedway, Brandy, or is it the current Texas Motor Speedway? Because a lot of people don't know their history of racing. There was a Texas World Speedway back in the day.
Now, I'm getting an education here. I love this. This is all new for me, but I'm actually loving it. All these fun facts about things that I just brilliant. I love it. As not only am I enjoying a fantastic
like a history lesson.
This is brilliant.
Professor Wesley.
Professor
Caleb Ross right now in the up 14 spots. He's in 7th position. By the way, I don't see Mike Cheese anywhere. Did we ever see Mike Cheese pop up on our screen?
I didn't. However, it may be just someone. I have a theory. It's probably this Mike Cheese is just someone in the race. We don't actually know who it is, and just forgot to change our name on iRacing. I have no idea. If there is a Mike Cheese, please do tell us he's not going to be here tonight. But we've been reliably informed that he is supposed to be. But I don't know what else to say really to that. It's unfortunate. Might have a bit of an imposter that we don't really know about right now.
Well, let's give you your top 10 as it stands right now, as shot down to the bottom of the racetrack with the number 31 machine there of John Roberts.
Massive
from Toledo in the top 5.
Almost spun the truck actually. He's very fortunate to save it, as now he's got a gaggle of cars seeing that he's had an issue, I wanted to get past the 22 of Honeycutt, then Miller, McConaughey, and Dadamo. Dadamo all the way down the order. Very unusual to see.
And a good solid run for him as well, as you watch now the Hardy's machine, who really started strong. Tyler Miller now falling back. He's outside the top 10 and 11th. There's the 22, as you mentioned, of Honeycutt, the Adamo. Back on the lead lap, by the way, and the Birds Aren't Real Chevrolet number 88 machine from Del Mar, New York. There he is right there in the middle of your screen. And now he stays on the lead lap after having the caution of the early going. We're heading now to about a 1/4 of the way through on lap number 20, and one caution slowing this event so far. Everybody doing well, and Braden Craycraft looking for win number 4 of the season. He won Watkins Glen. He's a 3-time winner this year, and the points leader currently leads the way. It's Craycraft, Uggs, Brannon, Coffers take the top 5 from Canada. Then it's Cerro, Ross, Hone, Roberts, and Merrifield. The top 10 as we're heading 20 laps into this race here at Charlotte, as we got another battle heating up there. Look out.
Merrifield,
Miller, Merrifield, and wow, he's in the wall. I love my Pop-Tarts.
Creating some sparks for the cars behind, but I know what's happened to him. I just saw him on the previous lap in the background of our shot. And very well clipped the wall. He's clipped the wall again in the very same place.
Hayden, are you a Pop-Tart man? What's your favorite Pop-Tarts? What do you like? I'm a strawberry guy myself. I like strawberry cherry Pop-Tart.
Unfortunately, across the pond, we don't have them. To be honest, I remember coming to them.
They don't have Pop-Tarts in Australia? Are you friggin' kidding me?
We don't have Pop-Tarts in the United Kingdom.
Oh, you're in the United Kingdom. You're not in Australia. I'm sorry. My apologies. You're in UK. What's wrong with them?
I don't know.
Man, it's like a damn delicacy at breakfast in America. You need to have, you know what? Tell me your address, and if I can get through all the crazy expensive tariff costs, I'm going to mail you a box of Pop-Tarts.
I'm just missing it. I'm just missing out, aren't I? I'm missing out on the fun and the joy of Pop-Tarts. I have no idea what they are.
He's sporting, Merrifield is sporting the s'mores. I'm sorry, was that William Honeycutt, actually? William Honeycutt is sporting the s'mores Pop-Tarts on his truck.
I know. I have been to America a couple of times. I have seen the Pop-Tarts. I look at them, I think, you don't put that, you don't put that in a toaster. You put pieces of bread in the toaster. No, you can't.
Oh man, I just eat them raw, man. I don't even stick them with the toaster. I just eat them raw.
Oh my. Ooh.
Take them right out of the pack and eat them.
Dear Lord,
Matter of fact, we have strawberry and s'mores Pop-Tarts in my cabinet as we speak.
I just don't know. Delicacy around here is fig rolls, jam tarts, and a bit of motor racing as well as McConaughey.
That was that Merrifield, by the way, the 97 Pop-Tarts entry battling there with McConaughey on the inside. Whoa, boy, they're scraping off the wall. Shades of what we saw Coulter's doing in the early going for Merrifield.
He's doing it again. That Pop-Tarts guy has been scraping the wall a couple of times, actually. Just keep an eye on to see if he has a bigger issue, but it does look like he's just trying. He scrapes the wall again. He's having issues, and unfortunately he's dropping down the order. It might be a case of that he's got some wheel damage or something that's causing him not to be able to turn. But
I'm loving it. Is that Tom and Jerry? Somebody's rocking Tom and Jerry on their truck. That's one of my favorite shows as a kid watching television. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. They need to put that back on TV, right?
They do indeed.
Hey, Aiden, have you ever heard of Lego My Ego?
That's news to me. Oh, very much
Eggo
news
waffles?
to me. No, absolutely not. No clue at all, my friend. No.
Now the problem is perishable food is Pop-Tarts, so I can mail that to you if I can survive the crazy tariff prices. It's a tough time in our country, by the way. I would rather live in the UK. Now, with that being said, Eggos have to be refrigerated, and I think they'd go bad by the time I got them to you if I mailed you a box of Eggos. So, you know.
I'll take your word for it. I have, again, no idea what they are. I absolutely love this. It's brilliant. I'm having a history lesson about ovals. I'm having a culinary lesson about Pop-Tarts and delicacies in the States whilst we're watching oval racing in nothing more American than what trucks can be. It's like, this is perfect.
The race it actually is we're approaching 25. The Hardy's machine up against the outside safer barrier. Tyler Miller in big trouble. Bailey Brandon is on pit road as well.
Yes, indeed, and just trying to get a right picture for you, but there is battles up and down the grid again. Johnny Suggs is dropping.
Loving the wrap jobs on these trucks, man. They're so cool. I've seen Scooby-Doo. Here comes Air Canada. If anybody ever flies in the Canadian world, you fly Air Canada back to the States. There's the Ally colors. Caleb Ross right now.
Absolutely. And this is brilliant. I absolutely love this. Is
Frank's Red Hot. I put that beep on everything.
I'm absolutely loving this, and equally I have half the stuff you're saying, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I love it. I just love it. It's brilliant. Good Lord.
Randy's chiming in and she says, do you not have cornflakes in the UK or hot dogs either?
We have cornflakes, we have hot dogs.
Okay, all right.
We're not totally uncultured, we're fine.
Cameron Serro's right now entering, looking around the racetrack as he sits from Berlin to the number 7 spot. Down the heading all the way towards the halfway mark. I told you this race would go by quickly. One yellow flag. By the way, there is your I2I Motorsports fastest 5 for 5 laps. Caleb Ross leading the way, 31.43 right now, up in the 5th position. The leader is Braden Craycraft, but he's not fastest, 31.54. The leader, Johnny Suggs, right there with him. James Tate just bumped somebody to move to 5th, as that is your I2I Motorsports fastest 5 for the last 5 laps of the racetrack. James Tate, by the way, the quickest man, 30.048. His Toyota number 71 from Canada. Air Canada, there it is. From Cambridge, Ontario, Canada, the driver of the number 71 machine.
Absolutely. Now we're seeing some pit stops now from people coming in to get some fresh tyres, more fuel for this 80-lap race. This is kind of around the point you would see potential pit stops, around about the halfway mark. A little bit early for some, actually. We've still got, it's not quite halfway, but getting a pit stop in, maybe potentially betting on another caution period, perhaps?
The interaction of the MotorMouth Broadcasting chat. Thank you so much for joining us. I know Jim and Aiden and myself greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to interact more with us, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and the bell to know when MotorMouth Broadcasting has coverage of iRacing or whatever they broadcast throughout the week. As right now, here comes James Tate, full steam ahead past the Pop-Tart truck. Spot that truck a mile away there now.
Indeed, I will do. Every time I see it, I'm going to think of this. I'm going to think of this stream. Every time I hear Pop Tarts, I'm just going to think of this stream. I'm going to think of Charlotte Motor Speedway, and remember our conversation about foods and everything about America that makes it great.
So, if you're in the United Kingdom and it's 8:45 Eastern Standard Time in America, by the way, I'm in North Carolina, USA, so I'm in North Carolina. You are, so I guess for your time, for you, I guess it's what, like 12:43 in the afternoon Sunday?
No, it is 1:43 in the morning Sunday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, you're behind us.
I do a lot of Australia broadcasts. I do a lot of stuff with NASCAR Australia, and I am looking at the Sydney, Brisbane, Australia clock, and I didn't update it. I should have looked at United Kingdom, and I didn't. So, wow.
I know, late night for us, but as we've been
1:43 a.m. Yeah, 1:43 a.m.
So, as we've been discussing prior to the stream, we've been a bit of a night out anyway, but it's fine. But I have been involved in the 24 hours Daytona with my own esports team, so we've been racing that. So that's been keeping me busy and awake, just about. And a few coffees as well.
Air Canada, James Tate right now working his sights on the number 82 machine of Corey Colfers Jr. Remember, Corey Colfers bounced off the safer barrier on the opening completion of lap number 1 in turn 1. which in turn caused the accident of a stack up with Diadamo and Daniel Wing. Both of those trucks in 14th and 16th a lap down on the racetrack, and we are seeing green flag pit stops. And as this happens, the field of leaders are shrinking. We're down to 5 or 6 trucks now on the lead lap.
Yeah, pit lane. I was hoping to catch some cars.
And the leaders are in. Craycraft, Suggs on pit road. James Tate will cycle around in the Air Canada 71 Toyota as the new leader. Now Craycraft, Suggs, Golfers, they come down to the pit lane. Whitmire will bump up to second as we approach halfway in 5 more laps.
Fantastic stuff. This will be important for these guys. I want to get in and out as quick as possible. A lot of the cars around have already taken this up, so it's going to be, if the undercuts in circuit racing terms is going to be worthwhile for those guys who have already made their stops. We will shortly find out with Joan Roberts, Trey Grab, I think, also coming into the pits as well. No, he's not there. Still out on Saturday. We dropped from race very briefly.
Tate. And now Tate will come in. The Air Canada entry from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. He'll come to the pit lane. Joshua Whitmire will now cycle back around as the new leader. And with all this chaos and mayhem ensues, more drivers are trying to get their lap back.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
boy, this scatters everybody around the racetrack. 3 laps and a halfway mark of this one here, Aiden. I mean, you've got trucks littered everywhere around this mile and a half.
I'm still trying to figure out who's going to come out on top from the pit stops. It's difficult to tell. You know, Whitmire, should I say, is still racing in the lead. It is Suggs and Tate who we need to keep an eye on from potentially getting back a bit more further up the field. James Tate is coming out the pits. He's just done his pit, so he's dropped back down the order, unfortunately. We'll just take stock in a few moments just to figure out where everyone is after the pit stops, but it's just looking a bit topsy-turvy at the minute, and we'll try and take stock in a few moments just to try and figure out who the bigger gains and biggest losses are.
And side by side, here comes Caleb Ross, the Ally 27 up on the high side. He had to kind of burp the throttle, if you will, to keep it off of the safer barrier as he sets his sights now on the number 3 of Braden Craycraft. We haven't really talked much about Braden, but Braden is doing well. The defending winner last week at Watkins Glen, 3-time winner this season, the points leader right now, hitting his marks as now drivers are climbing back on the lead lap. We now went from 4 trucks on the lead lap to now 18 trucks now on the lead lap here at Charlotte. And we're halfway next time by in a few more laps.
Indeed, absolutely.
Working lap 39, so next time by it'll be the lap to halfway of this race.
Yep, absolutely. And we can see so far, after a brief stint of pit stops, we see that Caleb Ross up in 4th position, as we were just following him, up 17 positions. Joshua Whitmire currently leading, up 14 position. However, I think Whitmire has made a very early pit stop, or has yet to stop actually, to possibly, so we may just see Joshua unfortunately still drop down the order, as everyone else just now getting back into the rhythm of things.
Braden Craycraft right now, again, having a strong run for him. By the way, there are 3 drivers that are on the all-time list of starting for I2I Motorsports. It is Daniel Wing. He's making his 15th start tonight. Already a lap down after an incident involving the Adamo on the start. Trey Graber, who was the series director, makes his 15th career start for I2I. And Caleb Ross makes his 15th career start. Chris Hone makes his 14th. Other drivers are making 12 starts, including Brandon and Simmons.
Always nice to see some regular drivers racing throughout, even though they may be relatively new to the series. Always nice to see some consistency between drivers, as in the background. That's a lap car of Brannon trying to get around. What cars are that? Is car 88. That's
and by the way, Craycraft is now leading the way. Ooh. That's the opportunity he's had, as we just about had a skirmish there a moment ago. The silver truck modeling there with the machine of Dianimo is a lap machine. There's Daniel Wing from Grantham, North Carolina, and there's the New York driver, and that could have been scary to bring out our second caution. However, no harm, no foul. They race on. We stay green in the second half of this race here at Charlotte.
They get away with it. That is the main thing here. It looked very close, and we only just caught the last little glimpse of sparks coming off the wall there. But Elmo seems to live to keep on racing, fight for another day. Oh, that car does not look stable going through onto the straightaway.
And while all of this happens, we are slowly but surely heading towards lap number 50 and 30 laps to go. These races, as I mentioned when we came on the air, they're a quick sprint if you think about it. I mean, normally the Truck Series runs 200 miles, 134 laps when they run the North Carolina Education Lottery race on Memorial Day weekend in May at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This race kind of reminds me of when ARCA comes to run at Charlotte, and that's normally like 100 miles, 67 laps, or 120 miles, 80 laps. It goes by quick. This race is a blur, and all the while we are seeing these drivers respect one another. I'm seeing that. Braden Craycraft patiently climbing up to the lead. Bailey Brandon in the TikTok entry had some problems earlier. He's now in second. John Roberts third. Corey Paul first. He was with his problems. He's moved back with Chris Hone into the top five as we see Daniel Wing now try to get back, obviously, in this thing on the lead lap, might I add. Aiden battling with Jaden Bogner and James Tate on the racetrack. When we remember how good that Air Canada number 71 was before he pitted.
Yeah, both of them, so still trying to fight through is that, but it's a good little battle here, to be fair. We trading positions left, right, and centre. I'm not going to. Johnny Suggs is dropping down the order. I'm not going to read into that too much. We have seen him have connection issues. He's currently showing us 15th. He may just reconnect very soon. Indeed, he does. But that's not the second position driver is having some issues there with connection. That's not what you want to have, but it does continue. I think for now, everything is just calmed down a little bit. Everyone's spread out. They're in their own little pace. They're in a little place on the circuit, and they get their own. They've basically got their head down, trying to race away. But now it feels like that. Daniel goes very wide. All 10. I might have just jinxed it. However, I think everyone's just getting their heads down and just getting some laps in to try and figure out what they need to do to try and keep the car on track. And maybe, I think we may be expecting some pit stops from another couple of drivers. As Caleb Ross dropping down the order.
Sure is. Wow.
Nope, just another disconnect, unfortunately. Little bit of internet issues as much as this is in simulation, but it is still very much competitive. But we do experience those blips every now and again. So, fortunately for Caleb Ross, not what they want to have, and same for Johnny Suggs as well. They are still going for now.
And we move into 30 laps to go in this one. Hey, by the way, don't forget the I2I Motorsports Series is nearing down to the final 4 races, counting tonight. Next Saturday night, we go to the Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle in Pennsylvania, 2.5 miles. That's next Saturday night. Martinsville for an 80-lap shootout, short track racing at its finest on January 31st, and the finale for the I2I Motorsports Truck Series Championships will be at Homestead on February the 7th, and it'll be all live, Aiden, on MotorMouth Broadcasting.
It will indeed. Cannot wait for these final weeks of racing. If anything is going by for the past few weeks we've had, it is going to be an incredible end to the season. I've been thoroughly entertained, as I'm sure many of you have through all the racing we've had. Do stick around. It is not over yet. We still have those few races left to go.
Yeah, it certainly has been. We've enjoyed it, no doubt. As William Honeycutt in the outside the top 10. He's in the 11th position right now. Braden Craycraft leading the way. Johnny Suggs, Caleb Ross, Corey Colfers. By the way, Ross up 18 spots in the 27 Chevrolet, the third. John Roberts up 7 spots into the top 5. Chris Hone, 12 spots climber. Micah McConaughey in the 42. Bailey Brannon, Cameron Cerro, and Jaden Bogner in the Toyota in the top 10 as it stands. 6 Chevrolets, 3 Toyotas, and 1 Ford in the top 10. And we got a Caleb Ross there with a little ink and blink in his shoe right now as we watch the 22. That's William Honeycutt battle with the Canadian of Tate as they work all 4. We got trucks on pit road. Here comes Bailey Brandon in the 1.
Didn't rule out additional pit stops here. I think Bailey's already been in. There's a very potentially bit of an early pit stop. I haven't seen them taken a. Oh, I don't think I saw him actually take a pit somewhere. If they're extending, it's a very good extended, very 26 laps to go. They've made that really work, but this actually might be a second pit stop for them, as everyone else is now pretty much lapping them, unfortunately. So maybe betting on another yellow flag or caution period to try and get that lap back. It looks pretty stable so far. So it was some fantastic racing, not by no means, but everyone's just being respectful and keeping being aware of what's around them. I would love to see another caution just for entertainment purposes, but for now it looks all about the green running.
Ready to take this one to the finish, as you said, is all the while green flag pit stops. Another sequence have begun. Some drivers on a different level, if you will. As we just saw Jaden Wagner, John Roberts, Daniel Wing all come down to the pit lane. Now, obviously, as we approach under 30 to go, 24 remaining, that these guys can go to the finish as you see the scoring ticker across your screen. And it is Craycraft's race to lose, right? Johnny Suggs is 3 seconds back. And Johnny Suggs falling off. There he goes. He pops back up. And now here's the deal. Look at the interval as you're looking at the scoring ticker up top. Suggs is 3 seconds back, or 2.5 seconds back to Craycraft. And from there on, Aiden Howard, the leaders are 13 from Colfers on back to Moore. 16 seconds, 19 seconds, 25 seconds, 45 seconds back to the leader of the number 3. That's the stranglehold that Braden Craycraft has on the field right now.
Yeah, big time. There's no doubt about it. It's that lead, 13 seconds in a normal race, you know, circuit racing, not too bad. In an oval, that's just insurmountable. You're looking over the Grand Canyon, basically, with the size of the gap between those drivers. I can make American references, it's fine. So, yes, that gap is just insurmountable at this point. So, I think another caution, as I said. I said it once, I'll say it again tonight. Would lovely to see it bring the field back up close together for the last little sprint, 15-lap sprint. I think it'd be quite fun. Oh, they've just run away with it. They've run away and just taken it for everyone else and said, you know what, if you want to come and get it, do so. Come and give it a go. But I think they're pretty confident they've got this race all tied up.
Yeah, this one's running away to the end, and I'll be honest, there's a lot of guys on the racetrack right now, and I'm telling you, they're thinking we need a caution. We need a caution, Aiden Howard. We need to not let this guy, let Brayfoot pull away from us. Braden Craycraft pull away from us. We can't let Braden pull away as we're 3-1. Look out, John Roberts in the middle. Oh, man. Hot knife through butter like a hot dog flying out of the bun. Up the middle goes Roberts. And the man from the Buckeye State will somehow salvage through and battle on.
You say how we were looking forward to potentially having a caution. We're quite close there to be
about got it. Wish granted, broadcast crew. When they say they're not listening.
I think they are secretly most of the time. Keep us on our toes. It's teasing us. always a possibility of it, but we'll see how it all plays out. It's a little battles here and there, and this is one of them between Roberts and Conahey for 9th and 10th position. It's actually just one of the closest battles we have. Everyone else is so spread out.
Oh yeah,
it's just insane. They're all in their own little space. Unfortunately for us, for TV purposes, it doesn't prove very useful to give you all the action. But we'll keep having a look at things. However, there is a battle now forming. Is that Caleb Ross getting back past Whitmire for position. That closed up very quickly. Now Whitmire looks to have it done and decides to scrape the ball whilst he's at it.
And he says, hold my beer, Aiden. I'll show you how it's done.
Hold
Seneca,
the beer.
South Carolina, Joshua Whitmire there. We're closing in on under 20 to go, by the way.
What was that driver?
As 63 laps completed here. This race started 36 minutes ago, or 37 minutes ago. And remember what I was telling you, it could be a blur. It's flying by as we've already are closing in on 100 miles in this race. Remember, lap 67 is 100 miles. That's about to happen in about another 2 laps.
That's what I said. We had seen a lot of people straight the ball. I just wanted to ask you, actually, if I could. Someone did that in real life, didn't they? Like last year sometime, they needed to qualify for a position for the championship. I can't remember who it was, but we've seen a lot of people trying to emulate that, and actually, for whatever reason, trying to get up high, but then scraping along the wall. It's very hard to see, but yeah, just popped into my head for a short moment. Maybe someone can chat, or on who's watching the stream can educate us a little bit. Just wanted to try and make. I just wanted to try and make another American reference. It hasn't gone well at all, but it's fine.
MotorMouth Broadcasting bringing you coverage here tonight of round number 6, season 2 of the I2I Motorsports Truck Series championships from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the virtual of America's home for racing. Aiden Howard, I'm Wesley Outland, and this race is down to 15 to go. One caution flag came out at the start of the race in an accident after Colfers hit the wall. Daniel Wing and the 88 of Diadamo, Michael Diadamo, and from there on it has been clean and green flag. Pit stop strategy has now shuffled, and it has put everybody scattered all around the 1.5 miles here. Many different packs of racing on as Caleb Ross is the leader. There is Joshua Whitmire. He's in 4th, 6 seconds back to Caleb Ross now, by the way, being showed as the new leader in the number 27 as Braden Craycraft is in 2nd, 4 seconds back. Caleb Ross might be pulling the trigger to try to wind up and say he can stay out in front for the finish.
I'm going to go to replay because Suggs got past quite easily the 23 car Whitmire. I wonder if 23 had an issue.
Whitmire.
No, it just said normal pass. I was hoping.
Just got high. Just said have at it, boys.
Have at it.
Go ahead.
Just go through. Fair enough. That's absolutely fair. I was hoping to bring a bit more excitement to the stream, but unfortunately, it just looked like just getting through.
Yeah, Whitmire will fall back to 4th. Johnny Suggs will now climb to 3rd. Caleb Ross up 20 positions as the leader. Let's pick him up on the racetrack, and there he is. That's William Honeycutt in 12th. There's the leader, Caleb Ross, in the Ally number 27, and the man out of Benton Harbor hitting his marks in the Ally Chevrolet, doing what he needs to do to be up in front. There are your biggest movers of the race, and he is the biggest mover of the race. Caleb Ross up 20 positions, started this race in 21st, and he is leading this thing as we approach 10 laps to go next time by here at Charlotte. Aiden.
Yep, absolutely. So I think this is the race to lose at this point. He needs to be a bit more careful. Just trying not to get it in the walls, keeping it out the walls actually. As has been I've been watching that for a couple of laps. We've been talking to him. It looks all calm and collected. However, with 10 laps to go, It does seem like he just needs to bring it home at this point.
Ready to bring it home, take it to the finish, and celebrate with a W. If he can do it.
If he can do it. If
that's a big word. I said if. If's a big word.
We're cursing it now. Oh, that's the car off! Who in the world was that on the inside? That was Whitmire.
Off course. Whitmire in trouble. Joshua Whitmire dropping down on the scoring pylon. He's now going to go a lap down. What a save for Whitmire, but we race on. There he is, right there. You just saw him pop into your view on the bottom of the screen.
Right, I've got a
no
replay.
Caution.
I've got a replay lined up. It is saying he went off track as he came out the pits. Too much right foot. Yep, there you go. Not the most goodness of camera angles, but hits the wall. And is it damage? Is it damage on that left front? Potentially. He has kept going. So if he does have damage, he is okay. That wasn't enough to bring out the caution. And yet again, we are teased. We are a carrot on a stick almost, with the potential of another final end race caution.
Dangling shootout coming up.
Exactly.
7 laps to go. 6 to go at the line as Braden Craycraft looking to be a 4-time winner and back-to-back winner. He won Watkins Glen last week, if you remember.
He did indeed, and they'll be quite happy with that back-to-back win, I am sure. We'll just keep an eye on it. Actually, Caleb Ross no longer leading. Got to third. Ooh, what happened there? Well, Craycraft is now leading the race. Sorry, did we mention that? I'm losing track. It is a 2 a.m. for us, so apologies for just talking nonsense.
Oh, it's all good, brother. Ready to take this one to the finish as it is 5 laps to go, 4 remaining. That's about 6 miles, 5 laps remaining. 7.5 miles left to go. Here is Braden Craycraft is just hitting his marks, doing exactly what he needs to do to stay up in front and pick off the laps needed and to secure a win in his own world right now. Currently in the number 1 position as laps winding down. Time is running out. Does anybody got anything for this guy? And will we see a late race caution? That's another question that we have to ask ourselves also, Aiden, as again, we saw Corey Kaufers and the problems Kaufers and the problems he had earlier. He rebounds, finishes in the top. We got trouble. Couple of trucks crash. John Roberts, Bailey Brandon into the wall in turn 1. Tossed it out here in Charlotte with 4 to go.
Oh boy. Oh my word.
In trouble. Couple of trucks crashing in unison. Bailey Brandon in the 1, John Roberts in the other truck, and the caution is out. Watch the replay as we get ready to strap in for overtime at Charlotte.
Oh.
Wow.
My word.
What a hit. What a hit.
Massive. Absolutely. Just bone-wrecking.
We thought this race was heading to the home stretch. Ixnay on that. Overtime is coming. Wow.
One lap shootout.
I mean, what's the rules? I'm new to the series. I know it's my rookie night into the broadcast booth with you, Aiden. Thanks again for having me. Thank you, Jim Cunningham, and everybody at MotorMouth Broadcasting, and for our audience. But do they have attempts at overtime? Do they get one shot at overtime? We're seeing the leaders coming down to the pit lane, so it looks like they're taking on new freshies and ready to. I mean, I guess it's important to get new tires here, and that's why we're seeing these guys come down pit road. Suggs, Brakefoot, Craycraft. I'm looking at Craycraft and Ross, McConaughey, Colfers, Hone, Bogner. Everybody on the lead laps coming to pit road here.
They are everyone apart from Chandler Howe, Daniel Wing, and Danamo. They are actually still a lap down. They'll be fine. Well, I say they'll be fine.
Right.
The leaders will be fine, as they're not going to inherit the lead, but Craycraft will come back out into the lead. It's Suggs. Suggs got the jump on Ross. No, Ross was already third. That's fine. Is pretty much as they were coming into the caution.
Now, here's the deal. Caution coming out for only the second time. And shades of where Diadamo and the 9 of Wing got into an accident in turn 1 is about the same place where Roberts and the other driver involved in it, Brandon, did. Can we see a replay one more time? Watch this hit coming out of coming out of the dog leg, heading full speed into turn number 1 as we're under the yellow flag. Watch this again. John Roberts in the 31, Brandon in the 1, and what a hit. Can we go on board? I think our request to our production truck, I don't know if there's a way we could go on board with the 31 or the 1. One or the other is going to be the same hit.
You can indeed.
And we're going to go on board. We have an extended replay of what happened, and we'll show it real quickly because the field is getting the 1 to go. You see the trucks that are a lap down or more going for the wave around to get back on the lead lap or get a lap down back. Watch this. On board, John Roberts.
Out of nowhere.
And the yellow truck missing both of them like it was the parting of the Red Seas out of the Bible scripture that would make the Pharisees and the Philistines blush with what just happened. Look at that yellow truck somehow missing the calamity of Roberts and Brandon. We settle up for a restart. Trucks going for the wave around are in max speed to catch the pace truck and the leaders. They're now hitting the back straightaway off turn 2 as the field is working turn number 3 and 4. Let's set it up for you for overtime. Braden Craycraft is the leader. Johnny Suggs in second, couple of Chevrolets. Then it's Ross and McConaughey, Coffers and Bogner, Cerro and Simmons, Hone and Honeycutt, your top 10. The last 2 trucks on the lead lap of a dozen spots, including Daniel Wing, Chandler Howell, and yes, Michael D'Adamo is back on the lead lap as well. They're coming to the line. Green flag back out. It is a 2-lap shootout in Charlotte.
Strap in. Hold your breath. Keep your eyes peeled on the screens. This race is not over. Car 3 gets away well, with Suggs in the background. Ross also trying to hang on, however, he's under threat from Conahey for position. Craycraft has got a bad run. Suggs now looking up the inside.
Makes a move down to the inside. Darlington, South Carolina's Johnny Suggs. Down to the inside. Here they come. Stride for stride at the stripe. Suggs up by a hair. Powering back is Craycraft. White flag in the air. Final time here in Charlotte. Top 2 pull away. It's McConaughey, Ross, and Coffers firing in the back for third spot. As getting the clearest McConaughey for that spot. Meanwhile, Braden Craycraft, Johnny Suggs, side by side. 3-time winner. Craycraft up high. Sheet metal rubbing. They make contact. Suggs on the bottom. Powers back. Is he there? No. Braden Craycraft wins this race by 3/1000ths of a second over Johnny Suggs at the line. Mikey McConaughey will have to settle for third. Charlotte does not disappoint. in the I2I Motorsports Truck Series Championship. And for Braden Craycraft, in his back-to-back wins, he won Watkins Glen last week. For the series, he's now a 4-time winner this year.
How? I'm speechless. That doesn't happen often. I'm
in addition, Braden Craycraft will get his 4th career win with I2I Motorsports in his 6th career start. 4 top 5s will now become 5 and 5 top 10s as well. So here's something to think about. Braden Craycraft, 6 wins, 6 races, 4 wins, 5 top 5s and top 10s for this guy in the number 3.
I'm so sorry. I'm just flabbergasted by that finish still. Yes, some fantastic stats, but
want to watch it again? Watch this again. We're setting it up for the white flag, everybody. Watch this as Aiden Howard of the production truck shows you Braden Craycraft burn it down, but this is worth a look-see one more time. I think you can skip a lap and then come to the white flag, because obviously here they are on the final restart side by side. We could watch it again if you want. Look at this, and here it is coming out of turn 4. This is the white flag. This is coming down to the last lap right here. Look at this move. Oh, so close. White flag, final lap. They were stride for stride, door to door on the white flag. Here they come down the back straightaway, and they hung with each other, Aiden, the entire step of the way. Mikey McConaughey had to hold off the field at bay behind him of Simmons, Coffers, and Ross. Look at the law firm behind him. Look at this coming off the 4. Contact, sheet metal rubbing. Yeah, look at this. 3 got the outside lane. Dropping to the grass was Johnny Suggs, and he just came up short at the end. Unbelievable.
And there's absolutely nothing between them, and that is just I will say this one.
What a finish.
I've said this before. I'm sure I will be saying it again. Oval racing, hands down now, favorite racing.
And Charlotte always offers some of the best, man. Think of all the awesome storylines in reality or virtual that you've seen over the years at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and this one did not disappoint. A privilege, pleasure, and honor joining you guys on the I2I Motorsports Truck Series Championship tonight at Charlotte. Here's a look at the results on MotorMouth Broadcasting. Now, remember, my time and scoring in real time only goes to the 3 1,000ths. It's actually going to be 37 tenths of a second, or 37 thousandths when the checker flag falls. It is 0.037 officially. Now, at time and scoring for us on our interval, it was 0.03. Johnny Suggs will settle for second. Still a good run for him from Darlington. Mikey McConaughey will go third. Ryan Simmons, Corey Colfers Jr., problems at the beginning, rallies back to finish in the top 5 podium. Finish, Caleb Ross, Jaden Bogner, Cameron Serra, William Honeycutt, Chris Hone will finish Aiden in the top 10. Did you give us the rest of the rundown of tonight's finishing order here at Charlotte?
Pleasure. Daniel Wing is your 11th finisher from Dynamo. Chandler Howell in 13th. We now get down to the lap cars. In 14th, Tate. Joshua Whitmire in 15th. Trey Grabber for I2I Motorsports themselves. The league organizer in 16th. Bailey Brannan in 17th. John Roberts 18th. And we go further down into the grid. 19th, Jacob Miller. Tyler Miller as well. I caught myself out there. Two Millers there. 19th and 20th, unfortunately. The 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd positions. DNF did not finish a race. All classified finishes, but unfortunately, in excess of 25 laps down on a race lead, it's Jacob Miller, Tyler Miller. Braxton Murray.
I don't even think Ian Kennedy. I don't even think Ian Kennedy even took the green flag there.
No, he didn't. Unfortunately, not.
It was still a good one tonight at Charlotte. Hey, by the way, this is Braden Craycraft's fourth win, as I mentioned. Fourth win. This is also back-to-back wins twice for the driver of Braden Craycraft. He won the season opener lid lifter back in November around Thanksgiving weekend. He won that race, and then he won the following week at the Rattler at Phoenix, and now he's done it again after winning Watkins Glen in the whatchamacallit 62 last Saturday night, and tonight he wins here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Could Braden Craycraft be thinking championship with just 3 races remaining for the I2I Motorsports Truck Series championship title? Right now, this guy is carrying Aiden Howard the momentum in truck number 3. Raise hell, praise Dale, and praise Braden Craycraft winning here tonight at Charlotte.
Should we have a quick natter with him? Should we drag him up to the comments booth and have a quick natter? Braden, welcome to the comments booth. What a finish! I'm saying to Corey here, I'm flabbergasted. Literally, I'm speechless. I can natter. I can talk about anything and everything for absolutely ages. But that last 2-lap shootout was mind blown. How was it for you?
I wasn't too happy to have it, to be honest. I had like a 1.5 second lead over Johnny before that, so I would have rather it be that way instead of what happened.
You know what? We were begging for a caution.
We wanted a caution. We really did. I'm sorry, Braden. It really got stretched out, but obviously the strategy you really had set sail from everybody. And then when that late race caution came out, did you know you had to come down to the pit lane? Was tires absolutely important in winning this race at the end?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought I messed up because I only took rights. And so I thought that was going to cost me once I saw Johnny get to the bottom of me, because I got loose coming out of 2 a little bit, so he ended up inside of me. And I was really surprised that the top stuck the way it did around the last lap. So, but yeah, tires were just really important here. You could really obviously tell. And I kind of figured a bunch of people would pit, but I was surprised more people didn't stay out that were further down the list.
Well, Braden, hey, listen, back-to-back wins now to start the season, and now as we move into the home stretch of the Final Four for this, obviously, I2I Truck Series Championship for Season 2, are you thinking championship, Braden, or is it one race at a time?
It's obviously in the back of my mind, but I just like to take it one race at a time, Outside of Daytona, I feel like I've been pretty strong at just about everywhere. I've made a mental mistake at Auto Club, rear-ending Trey on pit road that really messed up my race there. But outside of that, I've been really strong at pretty much everywhere we've been to. I'm just glad to put the new MotorMouth Broadcasting truck into victory lane this week.
Yeah, I think that obviously Jim Cunningham will be happy to see that as well, Aiden. So
he will be.
Congratulations, Braden.
Thank you so much.
We're not biased at all.
Yeah.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Braden Craycraft. By the way, if you're a stat guy like I am, and it is, as I mentioned before we brought him in for post-race, for Braden Craycraft, his 6th career start in the I2I Motorsports League. He now has 4 career wins, 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s. It's pretty damn impressive and consistent. Thank you, Braden. Congratulations again. Let's bring in Johnny Suggs III from Darlington, South Carolina. According to one of the family members of the Suggs family, he lives a mile away from Darlington Raceway. And, well, it wasn't the lady in black tonight, Johnny, but what a finish that shades of Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven for you and Craycraft, man. Your take of tonight's race and finishing in 2nd place, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to give congratulations to Braden. What a win for him. Yeah, I think it's his third in a row. But
no, this is his 4th win, but it's his 2nd time back-to-back.
Oh, second time back-to-back. Well, it was a pretty good race for me. Didn't struggle on track, but struggled coming off of pit road. Well, simply because of last night, I kind of spun out coming off of pit road, so I kind of babied it coming off or whatnot every time, and I believe he kept on beating me there. But other than that, it was a pretty good race all the way down to the end. I'd start to catch Braden towards the end of a long run and whatnot. Started knocking off 2 tenths almost every lap until the next pit stop would come, and there we kind of separate a little bit. But I believe the last pit stop we had before the caution, I think I gained like a second on him during that pit stop. But it was a pretty good race. But congratulations to Braden on that.
Johnny, in the end, 0.03. That was the difference between yourself in having the race win and then unfortunately getting that P2. It was a fantastic fight, both of you, and it goes to just show that both of you gave each other racing space on those last couple of laps. What going forward? I trust we'll still see you be racing for the last few rounds, but any hopes, any plans, or any inside information that you can give us about your upcoming circuits? Anything you're looking forward to, and any hopes of trying to get back onto that top step?
Well, apparently I got to practice a little bit more to beat Braden. He's pretty good, but I'm kind of getting tired of finishing less than a tenth behind him, kind of coming to the checkered flag. But yeah, going forward in the next couple tracks, pretty good for me or whatnot. Just plan on seeing this finish again, probably a couple more times. Hopefully, I'll be in the lead. But yeah, it's been fun racing him. I've had a good time doing it, but kind of wish I would have got this one. Going through 3 and 4, I probably should have stuck it a little bit more, maybe a little bit more door coming off, but I try to race them clean and whatnot. But yeah, going forward, try to win. Second just ain't good enough.
Good stuff.
There you go, Johnny. Johnny, I know it's a primer colored truck on the number 15 Chevrolet that our audience saw in the broadcast, but do you have any sponsors, anybody want to thank? It looks like you're testing, like it's a testing truck.
Yeah, I never had a chance to change my paint. Well, I thought I did change it, but apparently it didn't upload. I did have Snuggles on there. That was my paint scheme. But
Snuggles from the fabric softener?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But what was I about to say?
Your sponsors.
Oh, I just like to think a shout out to my family and my sons or whatnot. They're out at a hockey game right now, and they're probably watching this. They're watching a hockey game, so a shout out to them or whatnot. But other than that,
go ahead. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, just a big shout out to my family or whatnot.
There you go. We love hockey and we love racing. And that obviously is Johnny Suggs, the third, everybody from Darlington. He will finish in the number 3 position. And let's go grab now their second position. Let's grab now third place and speak to the driver up 16 spots at the checker flag, the Toyota number 42. And that is Mikey McConaughey. Mikey, you're taking this race. Obviously, you had a hornet's nest behind you when the checkered flag fell, and obviously, well, actually, I'm saying all this for nothing. I'm wasting my breath because Mikey ain't no damn where to be found.
I felt rude to interrupt you, but no, I'm so sorry.
No, you should have. Yeah, you should have. So what the hell is this guy's talking to a ghost? Mikey McConaughey, ladies and gentlemen, will finish in the third position, but obviously that's the way they are at the end of the podium, and we at least got first and second. So.
Well, shall we have a quick natter with the league organizer, Trey? Good evening. You're in the comms booth. P20 for you on this occasion. Oh, sorry, P16 should I say for you on this occasion? Your Toyota. How was that race?
Yeah, I was about to say, what a way to bring in the boss, and let's talk about your bad finish to come out of the gate to boot. You know.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm used to it with these guys. No, I love them. I love them to death. No, I started in the back because I knew what was going to happen. I knew lap 1 we were going to have somebody try to drive it in hard. We've got a guy that likes to drive it hard, so we knew coming off turn 3 into turn 1 on lap 1 it was going to be tough. So, sure enough, that's what happened. And me and some guys had an idea to just stay in the back and ride around because it's a long race. 80 laps around Charlotte is not for the faint of heart, especially in these trucks. But shout out to Premier Racing sponsors for hooking us up this week again with another awesome setup, I should say. but yeah, during that caution flag pace laps, I lost my mind there for a minute,
Mm.
um, and just kind of almost hit the back of the 27 truck and tried to go around them and gassed it up and ran into the wall. So come to the green flag, I had to pit to take my fast repair, and that just it never worked out from there. And then I ran out of fuel coming to the green flag on the green white checkered. So yeah, let's not talk about the 16th place finish tonight. No, overall, I think it was a good race. Guys had a lot of fun. Proud of Braden and Johnny for keeping it clean. Coming down the stretch, that was awesome. I think this is the second race this year they've had a close finish like that. So proud of them.
Yeah,
So
what a
yeah,
finish. It was a good one.
It's good.
Trey, thank you for obviously taking the time to chat with us, and privileged to join you in the broadcast booth to call the race tonight, sir, here in Charlotte. But I got to ask you this question. Is it close to writing the check and giving it to Braden Craycraft, champion for season 2 of the I2I Motorsports Truck Series?
I mean, he's got a 30-point lead going into Pocono, Martinsville, and Homestead. We'll see after Pocono next weekend. We'll see how that goes, and then we will. If he's got a pretty good lead after Pocono, I think we could probably wrap it up. But we won't tell him that. Um, we want him to work hard for everything he's got. So
That's right. Yeah.
we might throw a phantom penalty in there to take away some of his points. No, we'll.
Oh,
He's
wow.
he's he's been on fire. He's been on fire since we switched over and went to season 2. Um, I remember I heard him in his interview. Other than Daytona and hitting me at Auto Club on pit road, I think he's won every other race since then. So I mean, if anybody deserves a championship this year, it's Braden. And I mean, shout out to Johnny for being within 30 points of them. It's going to be a fun race at Homestead if those two are within 10 points of each other come that race. So
Yeah.
definitely a lot of fun, a lot of
Only,
excitement coming up.
only fitting that it was Craycraft and obviously Suggs there fighting it out here tonight in Charlotte for
Yeah.
the finish of the race. Aiden, you got anything more for Trey?
One last question from me, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead, Aiden.
Is this Mike Cheese going to remain anonymous?
No, he actually, I don't know what happened. I think it was whenever his name popped up on the broadcast, it popped up as his name. Or
Ooh.
when he was clicked on, it popped up. So spoiler for those of you who want to know, Mike Cheese is Bailey Brannon. Bailey Brannon is a friend of mine. He used to be in this league. He's now over helping the Rinker brothers over at Highside Motorsports, proudly broadcasted by Hamish Monroe at Infinity Broadcasting. And we had some issues back in October, November, and no pun intended, we did not see eye to eye on a lot of things. Um, and things got really bad. The league kind of had went through a split. But I've been I've been trying to find a way to bridge that gap, rebuild that bridge that was burned because I made a lot of mistakes throughout that whole process. So I thought I'd do something fun. And I reached out to Bailey, and Bailey's like, "Absolutely, dude." He's like, "I'm a competitor. I want to race as much as I can." Um, I give the guy props. The dude races on a literal 5-gallon bucket with an Atlanta Motor Speedway cushion to sit on. Um, but those guys over there at High Side, I have nothing but 100% respect for them. Proud of them and what they're accomplishing over there. They got a great league over there. So just trying to find ways to rebuild that bridge that I had burned. So yeah, proud of him for coming in, keeping it clean, keeping it hard and challenging. He was going to give Braden a run for his money, that was for sure. But I think he may have just overused the tires too much and kind of fell off there at the end. But yeah, so we do some crazy things over here. You guys will learn that the more you guys follow along with us. We do a lot of crazy things in this league. Um, but yeah, Mike Cheese is Bailey Brannon. Fantastic dude, fantastic racer. So yeah, other than that, just want to thank you guys. Shout out to Jim Cunningham for setting all this up and and getting a hold of you, Wesley. And then, Premier Racing Setups for sponsoring us. Want to give a shout out to my friend. I don't know if he's watching, but Rafa Siddiqui. He is the one of the main marketing guys for Watertown Whiskey that was on my truck tonight, and actually sponsored tonight's race. I think they're coming on board next year to sponsor the entire season. So proud of that partnership that I've built with them. And then all the guys and gals watching tonight and commenting and getting this out to as many people as we can. Appreciate all of them.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the thoughts of, again, Trey, and we appreciate, obviously, what he does with the I2I Motorsports Truck Championship. And, Aiden, it is on to Pocono next week, the Tricky Triangle. Another exciting race that should be fun to watch, and obviously we wait to see a lot of storylines. What will happen between Braden Craycraft and Johnny Suggs? And obviously Johnny Suggs hanging right there with Craycraft. The points have updated, and before we go off the air for the night, Braden Craycraft now only has a 30-point lead. Obviously, Trey just kind of alluded to it a moment ago during his interview over Johnny Suggs. It's coming down to those guys, down to the end. 52 points back is Michael D'Adamo. Obviously, Ryan Simmons, Daniel Wing, only 60 back. Honestly, anybody in the top 8 have got a chance, Aiden, to win this championship, sir. Pleasure working with you. We'll see what happens at Pocono. Maybe our paths will cross again. Thanks to our awesome audience of mates and mateys again for tuning in wherever you are around the world of the U.S. of A. And another great show. Charlotte does not disappoint. And Aiden, if you want to take us to the house, man, appreciate working with you tonight.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to end this stream on the knowledge that I have fallen in love with oval racing. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure. We will see you all same time, same place next week on MotorMouth Broadcasting. Have a wonderful day. See you all very, very soon.